Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a brave noob world! Alright, two things that are important about this cast. Number one, it's my first 4K cast. I was lucky enough to get a RTX 3080 a couple of weeks ago, maybe a few weeks ago now, and it can handle 4K recording of StarCraft 2. So, Samacron, who you may know, said, hey, why aren't you recording in 4K? What is this 1440p stuff? And I'm like, hey, you're right, let's go ahead and try it out. So I tried it out, and here we are in 4K. And number two, one of these players is 10 years old. According to the email, they sent Snipermonkey. So, if you want me to cast your Brave Noob World replay, send a replay to Snipermonkey at the email address in the description. Make sure it is bronze, silver, or gold. And make sure that the name of the email and the replay, the subject of the email is Brave Noob World. Okay? Okay. Oh boy. Yep, this is a Brave Noob World replay, alright. That is so hard for me to say. Brave Noob World replay. Brave Noob World replay. Brave Noob World replay. Yeah, I can see why. It's just kind of mush. Anyway, this is not good. 3 supply depots up at the top of the ramp, and then into barracks. Let's introduce these players. Top right, we have the Red Terran player. It is InaraFox. And on the bottom left, it is Lolzfordayzz, who is a Protoss player. What is even... We may have found our dream matchup, everybody! Okay, so it's a 3 supply depot into barracks into expand from InaraFox. Lolzfordayzz went double gas into 4 pylons and then a gateway. I am over the moon about this. This may be the very best Brave Noob World... Oh my gosh, I still can't say it. Brave Noob World replay I've ever cast. Okay, so we have double gas here from InaraFox. 1 worker on each. Okay. So, number 1 pro tip I give to people who are struggling with build orders is go to lotv.spawningtool.com. Go to build orders. Choose your race. Under the race, there will be the most popular current build orders for that race. Click on one of them that sounds interesting to you, and it will tell you what order to build buildings in at what supply. Okay, so the trick here is, if they say 16 gateway, that means if you have 16 supply, which is shown on the top right, build a gateway. Okay? That's all it means. 12 pylon, it means if you have 12 supply right at the beginning of the game, you throw down a pylon. So generally what you want to do as Terran is make a supply depot as soon as you can, then make a barracks, and then expand after you're getting your gas, and by around 16 supply, you're getting your orbital command. It's whatever, just check it out. Check out lotv.spawningtool.com. However, I mean, after that opening of having too many supply depots, I'm kind of okay with them 3 racks, 1 factory opening from InaraFox. And Lolzfordayzz. Oh, it's a Reaper from InaraFox. Okay, actually doing some Reaper micro here. This is moderately making me suspicious. This is not entirely Brave Noob World. This is some decent kiting micro. I mean, you should never die to a Zealot. If you're a Reaper, I feel like this Reaper is going to die to the Zealot. Unless it gets out. It does not get out of here. It wants more. It wants blood. It does 0 kills, but it wants blood. Okay, so it is going to get out of here. See you later, Reaper. Thanks for coming. Get healed up by those combat drugs. Marauder production here. Both players starting to float some cash, which again is generally a Brave Noob World thing. So, pro tip, always be making pylons and probes if you're Protoss. Always be making supply depots and SCVs if you're Terran. Okay, just never stop. Just never stop. Don't build a bunch of supply depots at once. Just make 1 at a time, consistently. Have an SCV dedicated to making supply depots. As you get into the game, you can do that. Be making supply depots, be making workers, Both players are actually making SCVs and probes right now, so that's very good. I'm very proud of them. They're both, I assume... It's hard for them to get supply blocked because they started out with so much supply production, but they're going to get supply blocked here. We'll watch for that. Hey! Probe down to this Reaper. Nicely done, Reaper guy. I'm impressed with this. So yeah, one of these players is 10. I thought it would be easy to tell who the 10-year-old is. I don't think I'm there anymore. Like, InaraFox's opening felt like a 10-year-old, but this whole, like... letting this Reaper just get 5 kills for no reason, finally taking it down, feels like a 10-year-old too. I don't know. Let me make this clear. I am impressed at the level of play from both of these players if they are 10 years old. But it definitely feels like players who have a lot to learn, which is fine. A lot of us have a lot to learn. I'm sure anybody who's playing StarCraft 2 today was worse than this at some point. This is fine. We're building stuff. We've got a decent army set up. Got the double gas rolling here, working on a starport with a reactor, maybe for medevacs. InaraFox maybe has watched some StarCraft, maybe watched some Falcon casts. I guess, I don't know, if you're sending Brave New World replays in, you're probably watching Falcon casts. So you're probably watching this. So hello. Hello there. These idle probes are a problem. Why are we rallying? Feels like a mistake. This rally is accurate. This rally needs to be fixed. And that's something you have to see. So let's take a look real quick. What is Lolzfordayzz looking at? Okay, going for additional... You know what? Actually making pylons before getting supply blocked. There we go. Recognizing that the probes need to go back to work and doing it. So that's fine. Third base on the way. Look, InaraFox is supply blocked, though. I told you we'd get there with InaraFox. Lolzfordayzz exceeded my expectations. Well done, Lols. Excellent, excellent job. Robotics facility coming in. Like that, I mean, again, some players just stick on barracks and factory and cybernetics core and gateway and never really move up at all. Both these players, you know, we've got medevacs, which is huge. It's a huge force multiplier for your bioforce. Fantastic. I guess while I've got you, is the 4K noticeable? Like, are you appreciating the 4K? Do you have to have... If you have a 4K TV, does it make a difference compared to 1080, compared to 1440? Because that's what I'm here for. I need to get some feedback on this. Anyway, we're still... So we kind of fixed the problem, but you need to actually click on the Nexus and then right-click on the minerals. And it'll automatically set the rally for the workers on said minerals. Now, this is a problem for Lolzfordayzz. This is a lot of Marine Marauder. Why are we not A-moving? Where are you going with this even? Oh, the concussive shell is just brutal. Oh, that Zealot, not content with escaping, comes back to die. I don't think Z-Depths are A-moving. I think InaraFox is outclassing Lolzfordayzz immensely right now. Look at this micro. Look at this micro on display. APM is 54 to 34, but it's spiking at points. It is spiking for sure, and I think that might just be GG. Army supply is 36 to 16. A lot of that supply is tacked up in immortals that don't exist yet. You don't see that a lot in the professional game where supply counts the stuff that's not on the field, but in the lore games, it's definitely a problem. Yeah, just Marine Marauder Medevac. Look, InaraFox has the general concept of this down. You make these 3 units, you get stim. Actually, we don't have stim yet. We're doing fine without stim, everybody. Oh, that immortal is dead. Are we actually going after the robo first? Okay, I guess look at the stutter step. We don't have stim, which is a missing component. But look at... Oh my gosh, this is just... Yeah. This is not as clean a victory, I think, as Inara possibly was going for, but you know what? It's 26 to 4 army supply, so I'm not going to complain about it at all. Yeah, I mean, we're done. InaraFox is your winner in game 1 of our sneaky 4K2 for... InaraFox gets the win here today. Enemy 0. So yeah, we had some hiccups. We had some glitches. We definitely did not need to make 3 supply depots early. Look, I understand you're probably walling off against early attacks. You probably don't want the probe to come in and mess with you, but it just hurts you so much to delay your barracks by this much. If you're trying to get promoted, you got to go for the 1 supply depot into a barracks. You can use the barracks to wall off most of this ramp. Depending on the map, you can wall off the whole thing if you want to, but probably don't want to do that. And then, right, then the probe shows up and it harasses your SCV building the barracks, and you hate that, but just pull an SCV off and attack the probe and you'll be fine. That's all it takes. Meanwhile, Lolzfordayzz, I mean, 5 pylons before gateway is insane. Pro tip number 2, making mass Zealot versus Terran is never going to work. Having no splash damage at all is a problem. Some cannons and shield batteries would have been really useful at the front here too. Especially considering there was no stim for InaraFox yet. So keep that in mind. And then Immortals, not bad. Not bad against this bio play. They hit Marauders really hard, but you needed something to deal with these Marines. Zealots would have been okay if they'd had charge. I guess that's the trick here. You can have that many Zealots if you also make a Twilight Council after your Cyber Core and get charge on those guys. It increases their ability versus bio by about 1,000,000,000%. So get charge for your Zealots. Get some shield batteries and cannons. A couple Immortals to deal with these Marauders is not bad. InaraFox even had a third base behind this. So not too shabby, everyone. Really not too bad. All right, cool. So that's game 1 of our Sneaky Twofer. Let's come back with game 2, and we'll see how that one goes. Game 2 of our Sneaky Twofer is here on Submarine. Bottom right, Red Terran player, creator of all. And in the top left, InaraFox playing Protoss this time. Okay, so I assume InaraFox is our 10-year-old, and they are playing random. I see a bright future for this 10-year-old, assuming that this player is actually 10 years old, and not just trying to put one over on Snipermonkey and myself. Anyway, gas first here from InaraFox. That's not exactly how you do it. You go pylon, gateway, gas. Oh, maybe a cyber core and then expand if you're facing against Terran. Yep. This is the old InaraFox way. Block off your ramp with pylons. Never mind the fact that the first Terran unit that will show up at your door is going to be a Reaper. Oh man, double gas here before barracks. At least there are not multiple supply depots here from Creator for All. Or Creator of All. I assume that's another name for some sort of deity. Anyway, Inara, throw down a gateway. Once again, lotv.spawningtool.com, build orders. It will help you so very, very much. If you have a good build order, the world is your oyster. Okay, so Nexus first here against Terran. Pretty darn cheeky. But at the lower levels, pretty much anything goes, right? Another pylon. Woo! Okay, so 2 racks opening against Nexus first. This is a build order loss at the professional level, but here at the lower level, you never know what's going to happen, right? Forge first? Forge first here from InaraFox. Into gateway. This is good. This is... Woo! This is really, really fun Brave Noob World stuff. Holy cannoli. This is some of the best Brave New World I've had in some time. So 2 barracks, factory play. This is like what we saw InaraFox do in the last game. Strangely enough. Probe coming down for the scout. Going for really fast shield upgrades. Like, we're going to throw down some cannons, and they're going to be strong cannons, I think is the play here. Against bio, though, cannons aren't great. I mean, early game, yes, when it's a small handful of bio trying to kill your cannons, having upgrades on them is going to be fine. Having shield batteries is going to be amazing. But the longer the game goes on, the worse cannons are going to be. And when there's roving bands of Marine Marauders with medevac support and stim, cannons just don't do anything. So maybe don't invest immensely in that. Okay, so, I mean, maybe it wasn't for cannons. We're just getting shield upgrades because it benefits everything in the Protoss, right? All the buildings and all of the units benefit from shield upgrades. So this is just some forward thinking, some future proofing out of Inara. Whatever I build, says InaraFox, it will have a shield upgrade, and I will benefit thereby. And you know what? You're not wrong. Engineering Bay coming in. Creator of All really seems to be interested in a 1-base opener. Engineering Bay and an armory. What is this? Creator of All really needs some upgrades. Or really needs some build orders. And some upgrades would be nice, but they're working on those, right? Engineering Bay, armory coming in. Really want another base. Here's the thing. You're totally blind to what InaraFox is doing. If your opponent has an expansion, you really should have an expansion too. Unless you're planning on killing them very soon. which I'm not sure that Creator of All is doing, unfortunately. He is supply blocked, obviously, by this poor barracks doing nothing. Building a supply depot now. InaraFox, you supply blocked? Heck no! We have pylons for days up in here. Twilight Council, loving that. Loving the Twilight Council. Let's get that charge going. Love the Stalker play here too. Oh, maybe Blink then. Are we going to go for Blink in this Brave New World replay? Maybe. Ooh, see, this is where you wish you had a cannon. When this little marine pressure shows up and all you have are 2 Stalkers. Yeah, if you had a cannon here, you'd feel better about it. Move the wounded Stalker back. Actually, I was going to say, if you can chase Creator away, which you're not going to. Yeah, Stalker Micro versus Marines is really, really hard. What are you going to do? Make some Zealots. Maybe this can work. Also, there is a Templar Archives coming in. Dude, Cybercore dying. Besides losing Warp Gate research, which you just lost, you lost the ability to make anything but Zealots, which is really bad. Exceptionally bad. Depowering both of these gateways would be a brutal blow before these Zealots come out. No! The Zealots come out! The Marines are not microing against them! Oh, get on. Okay, so depowered, and the Zealot died. Oh, this is brutal. This is just regular old 2 racks, walk across the map and try to kill your opponent stuff. I'm not sure why we even have a factory. He's like, maybe I'll need tanks later. Nah, I definitely do not need tanks later. So yes, this is what I'm talking about. If you're going across the map to kill your opponent on one base early, by all means, do that. You can punish them, you can kill their stuff, you can depower their gateways. There is a cannon on the high ground, which is a bit of an unupgraded Marine's worst nightmare. Maybe not worst, but in early game it's really hard to break 2 cannons. Oh yeah. With just Marines with +1 attack. I lied. They have upgrades. That was an inaccurate statement on my part. 2 Reapers on the follow-up. Creator, what are we doing? What are we doing here, lads? Why are you making a Reaper? Ooh, Storm on the way. I like the gumption on InaraFox's behalf here. High ground pylon powering the low ground gateway. That's good stuff. The gateway's dead anyway. In all fairness, these Marines are having a great time. 7-kill Marine. Some of these guys have 0 kills. We've been kill stealing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so 2 Reapers on the follow, additional Marines on the follow. You know what'd be better as a tank. Oh, we do have a tank. Excellent. Bring the tank over. He's making 4 Reapers at a time. Creator of all. Why Mass Reaper? I guess he wants to hop up here and kill all these probes. I guess you hop up, bypass the cannons as much as you can, and then just start going to town on the probes. I kind of love that, actually, if that's what's happening. But if the Reapers are just going to be used... Wait, where did they go? Oh, they're in the army. Yeah, as part of the army, I wholeheartedly disapprove. I like the expansion during the attack that Creator is working on. I love that you killed your opponent's natural while you're taking on natural. And don't go up the ramp. I was going to say, not going up the ramp is pretty good. Oh, boy. All right, see what I said about the cannons, though? Ow, ow, ow. Tank useful. Tank very useful, but oh my gosh. The Marine massacre on this ramp, though. Yeah, Creator backs out. Smart. Honestly, there are some higher level players who would try to mash their faces up this ramp even while losing everything. See, this is what I was worried about. Reapers hopping up. All the probes are dead because there's literally nothing to defend them but 1 High Templar with not enough energy for Storm. Yeah, that's GG. I think Creator of All has won this thing. Woo! So yeah, I think for InaraFox, you wanted maybe a couple cannons in your wall. You needed to scout as a 1-base opener from Creator. Get a shield battery up. Like, a shield battery would have done wonders to help you win that game. Without question. Yeah, I love this. Oh, there's your Storm. Not enough. Oh, not enough to kill them, though. And the High Templar goes down. InaraFox actually has the resources to build a pretty decent army right now, but only has 1 gateway. So, that's your constriction at the moment. A lot of money, can only build 1 thing at a time. Probe count is 28 to 7. That's not going to work out for anybody. Where'd our tank go? Tanks are just like, we got this. Firing away. Working on Blink, which for your 0 Stalkers is a problem. Honestly, send your Reapers back here. Just make sure no probes try to do anything. right? Just make sure no probes try to get any mining done. Because now you don't know if there's anything happening. You're blind to it. So send the Reapers back here. Just shut it down. Hold position the Reapers if you have to. Do you have an orbital? You have an orbital with 200 energy. So scan up here. Use the orbital. Click the scan button. And then you can get a pretty sustained vision of what's going up here on the high ground. Yeah? Reaper Micro on display. Is he just continually sending Marines up to get vision there, or are the Reapers doing all that? KD8 charge keeps this Reaper alive. Run! Dead. Dead guy. Gave vision for the Nexus temporarily. Yeah, pro tip for Creator here is you have an orbital command. It has a scan ability where you can scan or sweep up here, see what's going on, or I guess you could just put your tank up the ramp a little bit. Get all that vision you ever needed and wanted. And InaraFox is donezo here. So wins a TVP, loses a PvG. I think that's probably how things go at the lower levels. I think Terran's probably easier to play at this level of StarCraft. Good game, says InaraFox. Protoss struggles a bit against this matchup, as we saw here today. So, fun match for sure. I mean, 6,000 to 1,000 resources lost is bad times for Inara. 29 probes is a problem. Ended up losing all manner of buildings. 8 Zealots, that 1 High Templar that got built. And Creator tossed away 19 Marines and 6 Reapers. But, you know, no tanks died. So I think that's fine. Who is still in this game? Ah, InaraFox finally left the game. Fair enough. So Siege Tank, 2 kills, 1 kill, 6 kills on that one. 2 kills on that one. Thor got a couple kills into the mix here too. And Natural Base looking pretty good from Creator. So fun stuff. Again, a build order helps immensely here. If you see it's a 1 base attack coming from the Terran, a shield battery is going to save your life more times than you can count. InaraFox building 1, even 2, if you're feeling really scared about the 1 base attack, is going to help immensely. And then, yeah, charge lots are pretty fantastic in that situation. Shield batteries with anything is going to be pretty good in that situation. That's the lesson to take away from this here today. And then Creator, not bad. Not a bad game, honestly. 2 barracks into a factory, consistently produced stuff, was floating a ton of resources at the end of the game. Probably should have had at least 5 barracks, constantly producing reactored Marines, constantly producing factories, getting upgrades on double engineering bays and whatnot. This could have been a much bigger army, but it was big enough to suffice in this match. And Creator of all gets that win. All right. Fantastic stuff. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya in 4K with another StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void upload and a brave noob world from somebody who's reported to be 10 years old. So interesting stuff. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.